Hello everyone, welcome to this session of Class 6 Mathematics and I am your Anu from mathschool.1. Last class we saw exercise 7.1 in chapter 7 fractions and today it is exercise 7.2. So let's start with the problems. Last class we saw how to form fractions from the given shadings, given illustrations and the vice versa, isn't it? So this class it will be fractions on number line. So this is very important. So please note carefully. So draw number lines and locate the points on them. So how do we draw number line? We know number line. As usual, we draw it for, we draw with numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a number line. Okay. Now, how do we represent fractions on number lines? Please do understand fractions. We know fractions where numerator may be less than the denominator and the numerator may be greater than the denominator, isn't it? We have two kind of fractions, that is proper and improper fraction. So proper fraction has the numerator to be lesser than the denominator and improper has numerator greater than the denominator. So we have two type of fractions, and in the first type, in the proper fractions, see for example 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 3 by 4 and 3 by 8, 1 by 8, 7 by 8, 2 by 5, 4 by 5, 3 by 5. These fractions are all, we know, proper fractions because in these fractions you have numerator less than the denominator. So whenever you have numerators less than the denominator, the answer will be, that is, when I divide 3 divided by 4. See, when I divide 3 by 4, see, I can't divide, isn't it? Because 3 is less than 4. So it will always be less than 1. 4 by 4 is 1, isn't it? 4 divided by 4 is 1. But 3 divided by 4 is less than 1, isn't it? It is not 4 by 4, it is 3 by 4, 3 quarters, so it is less than 1. So these kind of fractions where numerator is less than the denominator, that is proper fractions, always lie between 0 and 1. Okay. So when we see fractions like 8 by 5, this 4 by 4 example, for example, it becomes 1. 4 by 4 is exactly 1, so I can denote it here. And like these 8 by 5 improper fractions, or I can say 20 by 3, 11 by 5, 17 by 7, 28 by 5. All these fractions are improper fraction where you have numerator greater than the denominator. So in these kind of fractions, what you can do is either I can convert them into mixed fraction and see where do they stand. Okay. So 8 divided by 5 divide 8 by 5. What I have? 8 is, it goes 1 times, isn't it? 5 ones are 5. Then the remainder is 3 by 5. So it is anywhere in between 1 and 2, we know, because the whole part is 1 there. So 1 3 by 5. See, 8 by 5 is equal to, becomes 1 3 by 5 in mixed fraction, isn't it? Improper fraction can be made to mixed fraction, so that is 1 3 by 5. So it stands anywhere between 1 and 2. 1 is the whole number part and 3 by 5 is the fraction. So 1 plus 3 by 5, it lies somewhere between 1 and 2. So, but how do we represent these fractions on the number line? Okay, just by seeing it, 3 by 5, I can't mark 3 by 5 there. There has to be some point, isn't it? But every number has a point on the number line. Or if I take any point, say if I take this point, particularly if I say this point, that represents a number too. Okay, that you should remember. So every number or every fraction or every number we write has a place on the number line. But how do we represent them on the number line, that we are going to see. So the easy way for you to mark the points on the number line when you are given with fractions, see whether it is proper or improper first, and then you can space the numbers in the number line. Okay, now if I see the fractions, they are all proper fractions in the first one, and here they are all proper fractions, and here they are all proper fractions except 8 by 5, that is improper. Okay, so but the thing you should keep in mind whenever you mark fractions on number line, just see the denominator. Denominator is very important when you mark points on a number line. See the denominator. So depending upon the denominator, the spacings, the points in the number line can be marked. Okay, so now see, this is 1 by 2, 1 by 4, sorry, this is 1 by 2, 1 by 4, this is 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4. So we have points like this. Here the denominator is 4 throughout. Okay, the denominator is 4. So what I need to do is, I draw the number line from 0 and 1, let it be spaced a little bit wider. I have 4 in the denominator. So you should see the denominator. See, the denominator is 4 here. Now for the first sum, the denominator is 4. So what should I do is, I need to make partitions between 0 and 1. How many partitions? It should be 4. Okay, 4 parts. 0 to 1 has to be divided into 4 parts. So see, remember, this is your 0 marking, and 1, first part, second part, third part, fourth part lies on the division, next division. Okay, so in between you should not mark 4. Actually, when denominator is 4, you shouldn't put 4 lines. If you put 4 lines, then what will happen is, you will have 5 divisions. Okay, so the last division has to be the next 0. If the first division is 0, the second division is 1, then according to the denominator, your last division has to be the next division. Okay, the last part should be on the next division, that is 1. Okay, so when I count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 parts marked between 0 and 1. This is 1 part, 2 part, 3 part and 4 parts. So I have split 0 to 1 into 4 parts depending upon the denominator. So now I name the markings. 1 by 4, this is 2 by 4, this is 3 by 4 and this is 4 by 4. Perfectly it comes under 1, isn't it? So that is how we can check. So this is 1 by 4. What does it mean? Out of 4 parts I have marked the first part. Here 2 by 4. Out of 4 parts I have marked the second part. And 3 by 4, out of 4 parts I have marked the third part. And 4 by 4, out of 4 parts I have marked the fourth part. Do you understand? Now it will be very easy for you to mark. See, 1 by 4 is here, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4. See, I have marked it perfectly, isn't it? So whenever fractions are given, just see the denominator. See the denominator and that much number of divisions you need to make. Okay, so it is given just 4 by 4, up to 4 it is given. If at all you are given more than that, see, if at all you are given more than that, then mark 2 also, mark the second division and mark 1, 2, 3 and 4. I mean, divide the division, the division between the space between 1 and 2 into 4 divisions. Now continue writing the divisions. 5 by 4, 6 by 4, 7 by 4 and 8 by 4 is 2. Isn't it? So 8 divided by 4 is 2. So it perfectly lands on 2. 8 by 4 lands on 2 and we will be able to mark points more than 4 by 4 also. Now if you see these markings, 5 by 4, 6 by 7 by 4 are all improper fraction because they are more than 1. Improper fraction means numerator greater than the denominator. It means it is greater than 1. Okay, so it is greater than 1 obviously. Do you understand? So now do you understand what are proper fractions and what are improper fractions? Proper fractions always lie between 0 and 1. They are less than 1. Improper fractions are always greater than 1. So you need to do markings, or you need to do the spacings even after 1 also. Do you understand? That depends upon the question whichever is asked for you. Okay, do you understand? Now how do we mark this? Yes. Now the second sum is, always keep in mind, see the denominator for markings. See, next is, the denominator is 8 for you. So I make a wide spacing between 0 and 1. I need to make 8 divisions. See, your denominator is 8 for the second sum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and this is 8 for me. Okay, I need to do 8 parts. I need to divide this 0 to 1 into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes people tend to make mistake. They take 0 also into account. They read this as 1, but this is not 1. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 has to be in the next division. Okay, so now I can mark. Before that, let me write the markings. Sorry, 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 6 by 8, 7 by 8, and this is 8 by 8. 8 by 8 is nothing but 1. Now I can mark it. So now 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8, and 7 by 8. See how easy it is to mark now the fractions on the number line. We just have to note the denominator. Now the next one is 5. The denominator is 5 for us now. So for 5, see now when seeing this, I have an improper fraction here, 8 by 5. So I'll divide even space between 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now let me write 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 5 by 5, 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5 and 10 by 5. See, that's it. Now you can mark it directly. 2 by 5, 3 by 5, and see 8 by 5 and then 4 by 5. See, everything is marked here. So do you understand? So whenever you need to mark fractions on the number line, whenever we are asked to represent fractions on the number line, please do see the denominator. Okay, see the denominator of the fraction and divide each division 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 into that much number of divisions, to denominator number of divisions. So when you have proper fractions, it's enough if you divide the space between 0 and 1. If improper fractions are asked, then you need to divide further, 1 and 2 or 2, 2, 3 and so on. So it depends upon the improper fraction. You just divide and see what is the quotient part. So when you divide, what is the quotient part you get, so that up to that division you need to, greater than that division you need to mark. See, I told you 8 by 5 comes to 1 3 by 5, isn't it? So if it is 1 3 by 5, it is more than 1. So I need to divide even the space between 1 and 2 also. So likewise, when you divide and see, you get a whole number part. So the whole number part and the next division, up to that division you need to divide the space. Okay, do you understand? That is how number line is made. Now we'll move on to the next problem. The second one is express this as mixed fractions. So express these fractions as mixed fractions. Now we know only improper fractions can be made into mixed fractions. I also told you what are mixed fractions. It consists of a whole number part and a fractional part. So that is why it is called mixed fraction. Okay. So this is improper fraction. How do we know it is an improper fraction? Because numerator is greater than the denominator. Now 20 divided by 3. So when I divide 20 by 3, I get 3 6 are 80 and the remainder is 2. So how do I write this into mixed fraction? The quotient is always the whole number part for you. So 6, then the remainder, then the divisor. So the general rule is quotient remainder divided by divisor. QR by D is the general format of mixed fraction. So that when you again convert it into improper fraction, it will be easier for you. See, divisor into quotient plus remainder. This quotient into plus remainder you should do. That you'll see in the next problem. But now, as of now, improper fractions are converted into mixed fractions as quotient remainder by divisor when you divide the numerator by denominator. Now 11 by 5. What is 11 by 5? 11 divided by 5. 5 2s are 10, balance 1. So what is this? 2 1 by 5. So 2 1 by 5 is a mixed fraction of 11 by 5. Now 17 by 7. 17 divided by 7. 7 2s are 14, balance 3 you have. So 2 3 by 7. Okay. So next is 28 by 5. You just divide 28 by 5. 5 5s are 25 and balance is 3. So 5 3 by 5. That's it. Okay. Do you understand? So how do we get mixed fractions from improper fractions? You just divide the numerator by the denominator and just follow the rule quotient remainder by divisor. Quotient remainder by divisor. Quotient represents the whole number part. So this is the whole number part. So whenever you are asked to represent these numbers on the number line, okay, just see the whole number part. See, 6 is the whole number part here. So you make divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and also 7, because 6 2 by 3 lies between 6 and 7. Okay, then each division has to be divided into how many parts? 3 parts, because denominator is 3. You need to divide it into, you can divide just the 6 and 7. In between, the space between 6 and 7 is enough if we mark 6, I mean the space between 6 and 7 into 3 divisions, because only 6 2 by 3 is asked, isn't it? So the fraction lies between 6 and 7, so that division alone can be split into three equal parts. Okay, do you understand? Likewise, 2 1 by 5, 2 3 by 7 lies between 2 and 3. Okay, just the number of divisions you need to make is different. So here it is 5 and here it is 7. Okay, the next is 5 3 by 5, it lies between 5 and 6, and this division has to be divided into 5 parts. Now, do you understand how we represent improper fractions also in the number line? So when you change improper fraction to mixed fraction, it will be very easy for you to locate the point. Okay, by seeing it, you will be able to say it lies between which two numbers. Okay, so that is why we convert them into mixed fractions. Now, mixed fractions, we have converted improper to mixed fractions. Now back to improper fraction. Mixed fraction to improper fraction we need to mix. So that is why I said quotient, remainder by divisor. This is your general format, and what you need to do is you multiply quotient and divisor and then add the resultant with the remainder. Okay, so now 7 3 by 4, how it is done? 7 into 4, 28. See, 28 plus 3. Okay, 28 plus 3. See, some people do this mistake. This is a very careless mistake. They tend to they tend to forget the denominator. Okay, they'll forget the denominator entirely and they'll just write the answer 31. So that is a big mistake. You should not do it. So what you need to do is, after converting quotient into divisor plus remainder, it comes to 31. That should be divided by the divisor. You should put 31 divided by 4. Okay, only if denominator is there, you will be able to convert it back to mixed fraction. Only if you have a form of numerator by denominator, it's a fraction, isn't it? It is called a fraction. So not just the number. Now, if you write just whole number 31, it's a whole number. So we need a fraction here, improper fraction. So don't forget to write the denominator. Here the denominator is 4. So in the mixed fraction, if it is 4, then for improper fraction also it is 4. Now how do I convert 10 3 by 5? Multiply 5 into 10, 50. 50 plus 3 is 53 by 5. So don't forget to put the 5 there. Now 7 nines are 63. 63 plus 3 is 66. 66 by 7. And 8 4 by 9 is converted. 8 nines are 72. 72 plus 4 is 76. 76 by 9. Okay. You can check it. By dividing it also you can check whether you have done it properly or not. Okay. So this is how we convert mixed fraction to improper fractions and improper fractions to mixed fractions, and how do we represent all the fractions on the number line. So this is your exercise 7.2 in NCERT text regarding chapter 7 fractions. In the next class, we'll continue with exercise 7.3 of the same chapter. Until then, it's bye from Anu. Thank you.